Hi there, and thanks for tuning in to the Giants Rundown for Wednesday, March 2nd from Scottsdale Stadium. I'm Andrew Baggerly. First time under the lights for the Giants this season, a night game. In fact, several night games on the schedule in the Cactus League this year. I brought my golf clubs because I've got a few days free. Normally only get one or two night games, and so this is a little bit different. And, Bruce Bochy, some of the coaches say that they actually like it because, you play mostly night games during the season, so the players might as well get used to it. So they did play under the lights tonight against the Arizona Diamondbacks. I think they were hoping for a little bit of a better draw, given it's a midweek game. Kids are still in school, and a decent crowd, not an overflow crowd, and they saw the Giants win 4-2. The Giants are now 4-2 in the Cactus League. And good pitching all up and down for the Giants today. Jonathan Sanchez started and gave up a run, a couple hits, but otherwise looked good, felt good. His slider was really breaking. Really pleased with the action he had on that. He's really working on his split, not only to get it over for a strike, but really he's trying to work on the split he throws with two strikes as a strikeout pitch. That's the one that he wants really to bite in the dirt and get hitters to chase, and he isn't getting that action on it quite yet. So Sanchez otherwise looked pretty good. The other Sanchez, Freddy, had two hits. 2 for 3, looks healthy, yet more evidence that he's not going to really deal with that shoulder issue, at least right out of the gate. And Chris Stewart was a surprise contributor. He's a guy who's been playing a lot with Eli Whiteside's elbow still too inflamed to catch. And Stewart hit a double, hit a triple, drove in 2 runs, scored 2 runs, so he was the offensive star today. One thing we've seen so far in spring training is some pretty bad defense from the Giants at third base, as well as Pablo Sandoval has swung the bat. He's had a couple of miscues at third, mostly just physical errors, not that he didn't get to balls so much as his hands just haven't softened up yet. And Mark DeRosa started at third today, and he let a ball glance off his glove when he tried to backhand it. So those guys are still working on getting their rhythm, their timing down at third base. Jeremy Affeldt, he's been slowed with a hamstring injury, but he looked pretty good. Said he's made some tweaks to his mechanics, and he's throwing a little more over the top now and trying to get that action back on his curveball. He had a 1-2-3 inning, and that was incident-free. Pablo Sandoval did start today's game. He wasn't going to be in the lineup, but at the last minute, the Diamondbacks and Giants agreed to employ a designated hitter, so Pablo's now started every game in the Cactus League. He'll probably be off tomorrow, though. He definitely wants to get a lot of at-bats since he didn't play Winter League in Venezuela this year. A couple injury updates. Andres Torres is still dealing with that oblique. It's mild, and he could play if it was the season, but he's not going to play tomorrow. He didn't play today as well. Might not see him until Friday or even Saturday, just as they're very precautious with him on this. They don't want him to turn a mild strain into a real pull. And Brian Wilson still working into getting ready for an exhibition game. He just threw flat ground today. He's going to face hitters in live BP tomorrow, and the Giants are really hopeful that he'll be ready to go after that. He's definitely in mid-season form. And Domino's, I watched him take a lot of money from Guillermo Mota in the clubhouse. Mota, I think, will be driving through McDonald's because he doesn't have any more meal money. One nice story at the very end of this game, the save went to Marc Kroon. If you don't know his story, he has spent the last 6 years in Japan, the closer for Yokohama Bay Stars and Yomiuri Tokyo Giants, 177 saves in Japan. But Kroon doesn't have a save in a big league uniform, whether it's an exhibition game or a regular season game. So the closest he came was when he had a save opportunity in his major league debut of all times in 1995 with the Padres. He gave up two walks and a hit, and the next guy came in, gave up a couple more hits, and Kroon took the loss. And he said that he realized when he looked behind him at the scoreboard to get the baseball that it was a save situation today. And he went out, he got the save, and he's going to keep that last out ball. Definitely put that on display somewhere. He told Bruce Bochy, I got that save for you, it just took me 16 years. So that was a nice story there. All the other updates on Matt Cain and Barry Zito, you'll find those in the newspaper, on the blog, everywhere else. Cain obviously is a little bit distressing with that elbow inflammation. Anything at all with the health of this rotation is big news, obviously, and will really impact the Giants' hopes to contend. So they hope it's minor, and But obviously, if anything were to go wrong with the starting pitching, that would be about the worst thing that could happen to this team. So keep tuning in for more updates on all the health injuries and other updates here. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow from Salt River Fields when the Giants play the Rockies. Thanks, everybody, and good night.